Hey guys, I'm Jennifer Joseph and I'm a social media strategist from Toronto, but online I'm known as your go-to social media girl. I get inspired by a lot, just because in the field that I work in, a lot of things change constantly. I can wake up and there's a new update, so I get inspired whether it's through technology, whether it's through word of mouth, whether it's through online or offline communities. But I just get inspired by, I wouldn't say that I have some sort of inspiration, it's just I have sincere motivation to just, I feel like I'm meant to fulfill something in this world. That's like my motivation to just keep on going. I feel like one of the newest things that I started doing is actually taking a spin class. Jennifer back then would never do it. Jennifer now is seeing the world in a whole new light. So that's where I kind of find peace. So when I get stressed or I feel like I'm thinking too much, that kind of motivates me and pushes me forward. Another thing that's great to do as well is reading. I love reading. Whether it's new words or how authors, interact and touch people with their, through words and connect through people's emotions. And also another thing I do to find my peace is I love art exhibits. That's like my thing. I love going to art shows and also just going on random walks. I go on walks to clear my head, to make sure that there's enough space for me to think about other things that are priorities in my life. So that's where I really find my peace. And also sometimes, like, since I work in social media, I just need to make sure to put my phone away for a few minutes during the day and just focus on my mental health, which is really important. So where I really found my purpose was at this internship. It wasn't the best of the best internship, but I feel like it was where I kind of got the chance to really learn and also kind of walk away with not only tools but also great friendships that I still have till this day. But another big thing that I walked away with is that what I was doing at the time could actually blossom into a big career. I didn't know a lot about social media, so it kind of gave me a stepping stone. But it also established for me then that, hey, I'm really great at this, I can do it, so why not pursue it full on? And I feel like right after that, when my internship finished, I later on kind of just pursued it I started freelancing with it, and till this day I'm doing it full on, and I feel like it kind of just opened doors for me. It was really shitty, but I feel like the opportunities that were given to me and also the tools that I've learned from the job were able to equip me for any other opportunities that came forward. So I feel like it kind of just found me in a way. It's my family, especially my mom. She works so hard. She's a hard worker. I get my natural abilities of like the hustler mentality from my mom. Like, we come up with plan A, B, C. There's no just plan A, it doesn't stop there. If something goes wrong, there's another plan to it. So I feel like that keeps me always going. But also I love a challenge. So for me, if I get a no, that's just a no for now. I see it as, no, I'm gonna come back to you later on and we're gonna have this discussion. So for me, no's keep me going, and I feel like a lot of people take rejection really hard, and I feel like I learned at a really young age that rejection is okay and it's a natural part of life. It's just an obstacle that you kind of just have to get over. So when I get no's, I just feel the passion for it and I make sure to continue so I can get yeses in the future. But I feel like I've encountered, or maybe other people have encountered, is I feel like at my last job I was the only woman of color, and I felt like, sometimes as a woman of color, in, let's say you get defensive, or let's say you try to speak or you have some sort of opinion, automatically gets affiliated with, oh, you become the angry black girl in certain scenarios. And I kind of like hate that category, and I feel like we're muted at times. And one of the things I hate the most. I don't really, it's almost like we're not valued, we don't have opinions, but I just made sure to speak up all the time. So if I had any opportunity to speak up at work, I would. If they offered me an opportunity to say, what can we do better with this, then I did. So when I first started, I was a little bit more muted because I was just kind of like, I'm starting in the field, I'm very young. But then when it got towards the end of my job, I just, not that I didn't care, but it's just, the time is to speak up. So I felt like the need to, if I'm gonna, who else is gonna represent me as like me? So I felt the need to speak up on certain scenarios if I had to. And I feel like that's the only way we can continue to thrive, because I feel like a lot of people want to see us, I'm not gonna say not see us win, but as a Black woman, especially in the social media or tech industry, there's not many people that look like me. So my main purpose is to make sure that I continue hustling, getting to those top positions, getting into those meetings, to making sure that if there was anybody that's starting up just like me, I could be able to go back and make sure that I can help them out in the future as well. So I feel like I just made sure to voice my opinion, and if they didn't like it, they didn't like it, but at least I was heard. Is that always start. You will never get to where you're going if you don't start. And I remember like my mentor also saying that to me, but also know your worth. Never give discounts. And one of the biggest things that I've just learned recently from my trip from DC, Bentleys never go on sale. So you're a Bentley, you do not discount, we do not give sales, and know your value. So that's one of the biggest things that I feel like everybody should have in the back of their mind. But also always make sure to start, because you never know where it's going to lead, and you'll never know until you open that, give yourself the opportunity. So to stop overthinking. I feel like when I was younger, I used to overthink everything, and I used to always care about what other people say. So now that I feel like I'm at an older age, I just care less. I just make sure to keep my friends close, and also keep the right people close to me, because you can't build a community if you don't have the support, but also finding the right support, because you can have that friend that says that they're supporting, but they may not. But it happens, sometimes life hits you, and sometimes you gotta just adapt. So is to make time for yourself. I feel like as entrepreneurs or creatives or people that work in our field, we are always on the go. We're always hustling, especially millennials. Like, we want to do it all. We're all over the place. We're all over social media. But behind the image, we need to make sure to make time for ourselves. And I'm not just saying time like, going on vacation, going, to parties. I'm just saying time like physically and mentally to rest, to make sure that this is number one priority, making sure that this is well rested, because if that isn't rested, you won't be able to do anything else that you want to do in life. So making time for yourself is very important. It's a very important tool, and it's actually one of the important tools that I've just got from DC as well. And sometimes, you won't get that one idea in one day, and that's fine. Sleep on it, get back to work tomorrow. But it's always make time for yourself, no matter what. Is where to use your money in the right areas of your brand. Because I feel like sometimes we're like, okay, I'm just gonna throw money this way towards a web developer, throw money this way for a photographer. But I've learned that, okay, I can't do everything by myself. So instead of doing a shitty job, I'm gonna make sure that I take my income, but make sure I put a set budget to it, and make sure that if I can't do photography, or I don't know how to do it, then I hire a photographer for it. And I establish a budget. And then I hit my cap. So that's one of those things that I've had to learn, and I continuously do every month. So it's like we're all experts in different fields, so not being afraid to ask for help when needed. Branding was everything as well, making sure that everything is established, making sure it stays consistent, voice is consistent. Another thing that I had to learn is also working as a collective. Especially if you're working as a team, you need to be able to learn that it's not just you anymore, it's us. So, I have my own business, and I just not only have to think about me, but I also have to think about other people. Am I getting enough clients? Who from my team can help me out in these situations right now? So those are a few things that I have to learn. French is my first language. I graduated with a journalism degree from Ryerson. I love old school hip hop. Like Tupac songs speak to my soul. And I am obsessed with Red Velvet. Like, I can tell, like, I feel like I have a natural, like, superhero power where I can tell fake Red Velvet from real Red Velvet. I can just tell. It's like my favorite thing ever. Like, I don't care. Don't at me. I don't care. Of course, my mom. I just feel like she's just just a straightforward person. Funny, she's hilarious. Again, a natural born hustler. She always has a plan. We always have a strategy. We go from A, B, C, D. And she's just hilarious, and I love her to death.